So I just finished watching September, a Woody Allen film, and I liked it. I mean, I was expecting something really boring because I watched the trailer and I thought it was something to do about the universe or something like that. And obviously, we all remember Melancholia, and I found that like a little bit boring. And like it started off well, but then went boring. And I don't know, just Woody Allen film talk about universe and stuff and people in the house. It sound kind of boring. But actually, it's not about them talking about the universe. It's them talking about people and feelings and stuff and all that. And I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not a great film, but I don't think it needs to be. I think it does its purpose well, and you're entertained, and the acting is really good from all of them. They all bounce off each other really well, and it reminds me of Sleeper. It wasn't a great film, but you still had a lot of fun with it. And that's what I found with this movie. There's like lots of stuff going on. There's this, and there's some twists and turns and stuff. And the fact that it's just in the house, it could have been really boring, but actually make it quite interesting. And then you sort of get into the characters and sort of want to see how they react to another, or what happens with this character, or who does this to who, or whatever. And that's interesting because you actually sort of, in a way, like I think, like some films are sort of, only sort of in a way like hibernated, I guess, in one place, and you think, oh come on, let's just get out of here. I mean, I think Reservoir Dogs have left us so many times, but then I think recently I sort of understood that that's why that they're in there and stuff, and it's actually quite an entertaining film. Um, but I think also with this, and I think The Breakfast Club is another example of a film that's just solely in one location, but it's really rather entertaining, and you think, how can they make this entertaining? I think personally, I will put The Breakfast Club higher than Reservoir Dogs and September because I think Breakfast Club is a masterpiece. I don't think these two other films are masterpieces. I quite like them though. Anyway, so um, Woody Allen doesn't make a cameo or anything, which is surprising. And I think it's just this thing now that I really have this warmth to Woody Allen, which I never would have expected like a year ago. So remember a year ago, I was in New York, and then they were saying about Woody Allen's a fantastic director, and I'm like, I don't think he is. It's just my opinion. I don't think so. I just thought it was tour buzz. They're like, oh, he's a fantastic director. I'm like, well, I didn't think so. You know, but I think I got what was Woody Allen. I didn't get that tall person was saying that he can be quite a good director, and he can be someone who can show something, and he can be funny. I mean, I think before it was just maybe similar things that annoyed me. That he did the thing of saying he loves somewhere and then does another film exactly like that and copies it, and then does a similar thing, and then it just feels like he's doing the same thing. I think that this film definitely doesn't seem the same, but he does do similar things. I think he's very much a bit like Tarantino. That Tarantino does a similar thing, but you like it if you get it. Like after a certain point, you get it. Like and you keep watching films and you enjoy them. Like obviously, a thing that in Tarantino films most common is revenge. All revenge, like in *Inglourious Basterds*, in Django, Kill Bill. It's a real thing, and even in True Romance. And I think obviously in Woody Allen films, there's always relationships and sort of people sort of trying to become more than something than a friend and stuff like that. And I like that. I mean, I think the reason why I didn't like the earlier films of Woody Allen is because I felt like they were just a bit too self conscious and a bit like he's putting his stamp on it so blatantly that I think it became a bit too obvious. But I like these films I've watched of Woody Allen, and I think it's shown something that he can be good, and I'm glad to see that. I mean, Annie Hall, and I think Crimes and Misdemeanors is his best film. But I really enjoyed that. I mean, I thought that was really good, um, and just from what I watched, I've enjoyed. I mean, I did quite like some of his stuff, even though I had seen some stuff I didn't like. I mean, I did like Sweet and Lowdown, and I did like Annie Hall, and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a good little film on its own. I think it works well. I don't think it's something I'll be constantly watching or anything. I think Once for Now's fine. I think people sort of get a bit too worked up about how much times you watch a film to say you like a film. I think it doesn't really matter how many times. I think, given I'm a film geek, I sort of, but obviously, I've watched something so many times, but I think it doesn't really matter if you don't watch something for a long time again, or if you just watch something and it's just like once and that's it, and you really like it, or if you watch something again and again and keep going back for more stuff, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, I like this movie. I say it's 6.7. It definitely had Woody Allen stamp on it, but not as like a self-conscious stamp on it that would annoy me. So yeah, I mean, I like this movie. I think the characters are well done, and the acting's fantastic. I mean, Mia Farrow. I think she is always great in his films. Um, and just, I thought the mother was great. I thought she was really good and fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, near the end, you don't really like her as a person, but I think the way she acts, you sort of like the character that she, the way she is quite entertaining to see how she reacts, and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, so I liked it. I think it's a good little Woody Allen film. I just think it's sort of up with Sleeper, this one. I think they're both sort of a similar thing of, not great, but still a lot of fun and good time. And yeah, it's good. So I enjoyed it.